Hi all, welcome to my presentation. My name is Matthew Grauer, and today I'm going to teach you about how some of Newark's murals represent Newark's history. On the bottom right is a landscape picture of Newark taken on the other side of the Passaic River. I found this picture to be fascinating because it captures how industrialized Newark has become since its beginning. During my process, I drove around Newark and took pictures of murals that I found compelling, thought-provoking, and intriguing.
So, a little bit about me and my experience with living in Newark. I lived in Newark's Ironbound section from 2002 to 2008, where I attended Ann Street School until 6th grade. This is Ann Street on the bottom. Living in Newark has taught me that Newark is densely populated and a culturally diverse space. Ironbound consists of Spanish, Portuguese, and Brazilian immigrants, often not proficient in the English language. Unfortunately, my time in Newark wasn't the best experience. My mother's car got broken into several times for her CD case. She repeatedly had to get her windows replaced. In addition, she was once held at gunpoint with my brother in the back of her car because thieves wanted to steal it. Although this was a traumatizing experience for me and my family, this is the reality that many Newark residents face.
Moving into the murals, this is Stronger Together by Yasmin DeJesus. Yasmin teamed up with the New Jersey Devils former defenseman PK Subban. This mural was painted to represent diversity in sports, specifically for hockey, a sport that is known for lacking diversity. Stronger Together derives from Mayor Baraka's Newark Strong, a term that symbolizes resilience and progress for the city of Newark. So how does the Stronger Together mural relate to the history of Newark? It represents a small sample size of the challenges Newark has faced with integrating Black residents into the community. PK Subban is 1 out of 10 Black people to be represented in the franchise's history. This includes players and coaches. The New Jersey Devils were founded in 1974, and their first Black hockey player was Clyde Bilgren in 1989. Therefore, it took 15 years for the franchise to break their color barrier. Our next mural is Magnitude and Bond. The blue strip reads, "Come celebrate with me that every day something has tried to kill me and has failed." I found this to be a powerful statement because it represents the adversity many Black men and women have faced in Newark, America, and all around the world. This mural celebrates Newark poet Bria Knight, the woman on the bottom left, and Newark artist Gladys Barker Grauer, the woman in front of the moon. Fun fact, this is Newark's largest mural, tallying 10 stories high. I believe that this mural relates to the history of Newark by celebrating the importance of Black women's activism in the city.
Next is an example of Black women's activism. I chose this woman in particular because of her delivery, poise, and passion. She appears to be extremely upset over the state of Newark. Activism is an important part of Newark's history because people like this woman and Amiri Baraka continuously sought for Newark and its policies to be better. Art is my life. Art is the way in which I express my feelings, emotions, my anger, and my joy. A powerful quote by Gladys Barker Grauer, also known as the mother of Newark arts. She appears to use African influenced colors and imagery when painting her images. I particularly enjoyed the distorted and JPEG painting because it reminds me of a Tim Burton movie setting with more color. Next, we have a short video of Bria Knight reading her poem, Face the Sweet. She explains the dangers of sugar in America and how we often fail to limit our intake, which increases the chances of being diagnosed with diabetes. Unfortunately, Bria Blackberry Molasses Knight passed away from her diabetes in 2016. And here's her video. Another fascinating mural is Migration is the American Way by Huxin and Hamed. This mural represents Newark's Great Migration. According to Dr. Katie Zenger, almost 6 million people moved from the South and migrated north from 1914, the beginning of World War I, into the early 1970s. Dr. Singer also notes that the Great Migration was a massive form of rebellion against racism. Here's a screenshot of a Newark Public Library document annotating the migration of the quote-unquote Negro population. In 1930, 71% of the black population in Newark was born in the South, and only 3% of teenagers living in Newark were born in Newark. The third point explains that the median house value owned by black residents averaged $6,600. The population increased by 126% when compared to 1920. So, what was going on in the world in 1930? Were there other factors that may have caused immigration from the South to the North aside from being freed from slavery? America was already 1 year into the Great Depression that lasted until 1941. The South was also experiencing dust bowls. Dust bowls are dust storms caused by dry soil and high winds. Dust bowls killed crops, livestock, and people. It's possible that these events may have further influenced black people to move up north. Right next to the previous mural located on Treat Plaza in Newark is To Be Seen by Noelle Lorraine. These women were early activists in Newark during the late 19th century. They confronted racist and sexist Americans by having photographs taken of themselves. I found this admirable because they may be the earliest known black women activists in Newark. It's truly admirable that these women did not let intersectionality be an obstacle to fight for what is right. I found these murals on Treat Plaza as well. Anyone who is interested in art should definitely visit Treat Plaza in Newark. So I believe that a lot of these murals that I did found were next to damaged areas, and it was sad to see that some of them were even damaged themselves. Specifically this mural, I really wanted to find it because I thought it was so well done with the jungle background, the vivid, almost 3D-like imagery, and how well detailed the man's face is. I looked at it and immediately thought to myself, this is not the same from what I saw from Newark's public art map. It's clearly seen its better days, and I hope that the artists can come together one day to refurbish the painting. This was a beautiful find. I wasn't expecting to come across this mural, but I am happy that I did. It is a compare and contrast, light versus dark, yin and yang, sky versus moon. The details and imagery are breathtaking when seen up close. This mural represents Newark's industrialization. On the left, there is a face looking onto the sea with a person holding a vessel representing Newark's port. The airplane on the right side is a representation of Newark's airport. To me, this mural demonstrates how busy Newark is on a daily basis. I believe this mural is an Egyptian god flying on the back of a hawk with an all-seeing eye in between them. This mural was well done. The uncut grass, barbed wire, and plants growing on the wall strengthened the image. The blue African lady to the right was a neat find. She appears to be practicing mindfulness. I enjoyed the massive headphones with the lotus in between them, and the man playing the saxophone to the left. This is a mural of Wyclef Jean, a member of the Fugees, which is a band that my mom and I enjoyed listening to while I was growing up in Newark. One of my favorite songs by the Fugees is Ready or Not. My last mural of the day is the mural of Sakia Gunn. Why did her death impact Newark? Sakia Gunn fell victim to a stabbing in 2003 because she and her friends rejected Richard McCullough, explaining that they were all gay. Newark stood up together after her death as approximately 2,500 people attended her funeral. In turn, the combination of Westside High School students and Sakia's death initiated the Newark Pride Alliance to demand protections for all LGBTQ teenagers. Sakia fell into multiple intersectionality categories. She was black, a woman, and gay. Those who fall in several intersectionality categories are often the most marginalized and oppressed groups of people. Sakia's death created a movement in Newark. Newark residents and teenagers refuse to let her death just be another gay black woman dying. Instead, she has a mural in Newark, a street named after her, and policies that will forever be in effect due to her death. Although Newark is progressing in the right direction, these challenges are still present today. And this is my works cited page, and I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. I hope you took something away from this, and I hope you learned something about the murals around Newark and how they relate to Newark's history. Thank you.